Well, hey everybody, happy Thursday. Pastor Matt here with your daily RPM. Hey, we're talking about new beginnings this week. Our year's coming to a close. We're getting ready to start a new year, and we're talking about new beginnings. I want to talk to you about the Apostle Peter. You know, he was really one of the just bright, shining examples of being a disciple in the 3.5 years of Jesus' ministry. He had his moments, and there were times Jesus had to rebuke him pretty sharply. But on that Last Supper, Jesus is kind of spelling out what's going to happen. He says, you guys are going to leave me and betray me, and it's going to be pretty rough these next few days. And Peter says, hey, I'm never going to betray you. And Jesus looks at him and says, Peter, before the rooster crows tonight, you're going to deny me 3 times. And, you know, that was just a real low moment in Peter's life. Not only did he deny Jesus 3 times, but you know what? He forsook, he fled, he found himself cursing. He found himself not just saying, oh, I don't know him, but he went above and beyond to disassociate himself from Jesus. And you know what? There came a point just a few weeks later where Jesus was on the shore. And Peter sees him, he's fishing, and oh my goodness, that's the master. And Peter actually jumps overboard and swims into Jesus. And Jesus says, Peter, do you love me? And Peter says, yes, I love you, Lord. He says, then feed my sheep. Peter, do you love me? A second time. And Peter says, yes, I love you. And Jesus says, well, Peter, feed my sheep. And then the third time, Jesus says, Peter, do you love me? And Peter says, of course I love you. And Jesus says, feed my lambs. And you know, I think he asked him 3 times, one for every time that Peter denied Jesus a few weeks previous. And that moment on that beach, there was just a new day dawned for Peter. And he was no longer sulking and feeling like he had let Jesus down and knowing the great sin that he had committed. He had received restoration, and Jesus was putting him back in place, so to speak. And Peter would go on from there and become one of the greatest gospel preachers that's ever walked on the face of this earth. And here's what I want you to know today. You may have let Jesus down in the past. You may have absolutely failed miserably. You may have even denied Jesus. I hope not, but maybe you did. Maybe you've cursed. Maybe you've started hanging out with some people you shouldn't hang out with. But you know what? Jesus is the God of restoration and forgiveness. And if you'll come to him today, there is restoration, there is forgiveness, there is help, and there is grace, and he'll take you and put you back where you belong, which is in his purpose and in his will. That's a great new beginning. God bless you. I'll see you tomorrow.
If you like this video, like and share, and follow my dad on Pastor Matt Ministries.